So I think, I could be wrong, that is Mount San Antonio. And then all kinds of marine fog out there to the west. Looks like all of Southern California is buried under it again today. And Mount Baden-Powell over here, which has a lot less snow. We like to see that. We're going to be climbing that tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. After town. So let me get back out again. I'm going to go all the way to the top of that guy. Good morning again. So today is town day. We like town day. It's funny, we come out here to hike, but we really look forward to town day. I'm going into Wrightwood today. Just have 5 miles to walk this morning to the highway where we will try to get a hitch into town. I was trying to get a room yesterday, and the place I called said they had availability, and then she was going to call me back to get the room booked, and then she never did. Called me back and tried to ping her a couple more times, didn't get a response. So I don't know, we'll just roll into town and see what happens. There are lots of options probably, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, what else to say? So yeah, town day is Wrightwood, if I hadn't said that already. I'm looking forward to seeing Wrightwood. It's supposed to be a pretty cool town, similar to Idlewild, sort of. But I have not been there. The last time I hiked the section, I didn't go into Wrightwood because I had just started the section and didn't really have a need to do that. But this time, my feet are really looking forward to it. I do think that passing Cajon Pass has actually made a difference in my mental picture of the trail, or my mental understanding of what I'm doing out here. The end of that 2018 section was kind of standing like a gate or a barrier that I just couldn't really emotionally process my way past. But now that I have actually passed through that gate, the rest of the trail, it just inside my head kind of feels like it lays unbroken all the way to Canada, which is amazing. That is the feeling that I always wanted to have and never did, and now I have it. I am super excited. The time is just, it's that wibbly wobbly time that you experience when you have young children. The moment to moment thing passes so slowly when it's hot, or when your feet hurt, or you're filtering water and it's boring and you're like, oh, this is going so slow, this is forever. But then you realize, oh wow, we're coming up pretty close to 400 miles already, and after that it'll be 500 miles, which will be roughly 20% of the trail, and it doesn't feel like we've been hiking that much yet to have, a significant percentage of the trail completed. And to be clear, I'm not at 20% yet, but will be soon. So yeah, the days go by slowly. The weeks and months, I think, are going to go by incredibly fast. This whole thing is going to be over before I know it. But in the meantime, we are going to enjoy ourselves immensely. skirting the edge of an old ski area. Well, not old, it's active, but there's no snow. Maybe we could get a ride down to the bottom on the lift. Yes. All right, got my room here in Wrightwood. Had a heck of a time actually getting the lady to call me back to book the room, but once I finally got a hold of her, got this place for what is, I guess, a relatively recent, relatively decent rate for the little tourist town in the mountains. And got it for myself. I have 2 beds, so I'm inviting a couple of other people to come share it with me if they want to, and we're gonna get cleaned up. The obligatory foot shot, looking good. All right, old shoes, new shoes. The old shoes are still in really good condition, actually, for the most part. There's nothing falling off or breaking apart or ripping. I was very impressed. These are the Topo Traverse shoes. Did a really great job. The only reason I'm switching them out is because they have about 100 miles of training hikes on them, plus the 360-ish miles that I've done on the PCT. So pretty close to 450 miles. And the thing that breaks down is the midsole, the foam between the foot and the outsole. You can see it's all kind of permanently wrinkled and stuff. That means that it's losing its elasticity, and so there's not as much cushion in there as there should be. And I think I was definitely feeling it the last 100 miles or so. Big difference. But other than that, they've been great shoes. Very happy with them. And the outsoles have really held up well also, considering the tough terrain that I've been walking on. The old ones are definitely showing some wear, but they're still serviceable. Still got great traction. So again, very pleased with the Topo brand. They do a good job with their shoes. I chronically get blisters on the balls of my feet, and so I use these patches. I think the brand is Engo, something like that. They're like a plastic adhesive patch with really strong glue. And you stick it on the insole, and it provides a kind of a friction-free surface for the place where I usually get blisters. So I just put those on brand new insoles, and that helps a lot. You can see I moved this new one up just a bit because I can tell from the wear pattern that this one was just a little too far back. So just scoot it up there, and that should help a lot. Hanging out in Wrightwood. I'm very excited because friends that I met in Julian just took a room next to me. We're gonna go to dinner tonight, hopefully. So that is fantastic. They seem like really great people. Checking the snow levels in the Sierra, that's also looking positive. The snowfall was just right at 100% of normal during the winter, but the melt this spring has been progressing faster than normal. So Southern Sierra is right now down to like, I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was less than 50% of normal for this date. Central Sierra was like 80% of normal for this date. Northern Sierra and the Trinities was 90% of normal for this date, something like that. Anyway, the point is, if the trend continues, June 11th is going to be an excellent date to enter the Sierra. Could maybe even do it a little earlier, but I've sort of locked in with meeting Tamara in Tehachapi now, so it is what it is. But that's fine. let the snow melt and the rivers go down and the wild onions sprout. And then the Sierra should be a very enjoyable experience instead of a death-defying one, which I am just fine with. Through hikers in their natural environment on the children's swing.